So sometimes I'm super inspired by 1940s styling, sort of traditional 1940s styling. So stick around and see how we did this partial updo. Hello, welcome to Lady in Waking. If you've never been here before, my name is Ashley. I'm a 40-something pop culture geek who absolutely loves vintage style, but I like to try to incorporate it a little bit more age appropriately than I have in the past. I don't do a lot of the same styles as I did in my 20s, 30s. So we're kind of learning together how to incorporate our vintage style into our 40s on this channel, but also we will be doing a lot of traditional vintage styles like this one here. So if this is something you're interested in, then please stick around, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will keep the videos coming to you. So I have been talking for a couple of weeks about how I was really inspired by this hairstyle to do something that I felt like was just a little bit less little girly and a little less ringlety, maybe more age appropriate. I didn't necessarily do this with the intention of making it look quite so traditional. I was going to make it look a little bit looser, but it's just how it turned out. And again, this is something that I just sort of did on the fly with a foam roller or a bendable roller slash flexi roller slash pillow roller set. So this is what it ended up looking like. For this style, you will need rolled hair, so you can use whatever set. You can go back to my roller series to determine what set would be the best for you in this particular case. So you will need your hair to be set in rollers. You'll need a brush. You know I love my curl shaper brush from vintagehairstyling.com, but I also use the Denman nylon bristle styling brush quite often. You will also need a lot of bobby pins. You can also use combs to put this portion of your hair up. However, that tends to work better on second day hair. This is sort of, I'm working from a clean hair set. It works a little better with combs from second day hair because you get a little bit more texture. It's not quite as silky. So I did use bobby pins this time, but it's super easy to do. There is no victory rolling involved. This is literally just kind of pleating the hair into sort of a side French twist on both sides and then letting the curls freeform fall however they will. I have bangs. So bangs have been factored into this style and I just kind of hid them. I didn't want my bangs to be featured, but you can wear bangs with a pompadour style. A lot of people call this a pompadour, like a poodle pompadour. So yeah, that's what we did today. So stick around for the tutorial. I'm going to use narration for that portion, and then I'll come back for a few extra comments.
Okay, so I'm starting with a mixed set. This is for this is actually going to consist of pillow rollers on the bottom and flexi rods on the top. Flexi rods give me a little more structure. I wanted more fluff on the bottom, so I went with the pillow rollers on the bottom. And I slept in those overnight with a little bit of setting solution sprayed on each section. And then I pin curled my bangs out of the way. And I'm just removing all of the pin curl clips and all of the rollers. And then I'm going to take my curl shaper brush and just brush through to break up all of the curls. And you'll see that the bottom curls are a little fluffy, but because of the length of my hair and also the humidity, they do relax a little bit more than I intend. And I'm going to try to maintain that swoop that automatically formed on the top because that's going to help contribute to the style that I want. But after I have completed brushing out all of the curls and getting the smoothness to the curls that I want, then I'm going to part my hair asymmetrically, which means it's going to be deeper in the front than it is in the back. It's going to kind of go in a diagonal. And then I'm going to take a side section and I'm going to tease it with a rat tail comb just on the top side. And then I'm going to sort of lay that in a kind of a swoop pleated motion, sort of like you would a French twist up the side of my head and then pin it into place. And you'll want to maintain the back of that pleat a little bit neater because I'm not working with a mirror. I did not see that little separation at the back there, but we will deal with that later. And I'm going to go ahead and use my rat tail comb also to smooth that out. And then I pin that into place so that the curls from the end of that section that have been brushed smoothly are now laying over my left eyebrow. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I will be altering my camera position or my mirror position soon so that you can see this better on this side of my head. But I'm actually just going to tease that top section again, smooth out the end, and then again lay that, sort of gently twist it against my head, and then lay it right over where those clusters of curls are from the other side. And the rest of this is almost purely just arranging the curls. So I'm going to take some bobby pins and just sort of arrange those curls however I feel like I want them to lay. I wanted this to be more asymmetrical. You can do this in the very center and have the curls lay more in the center over your forehead. But in my case, I really wanted this to be asymmetrical or over one eyebrow the way it was in that inspiration photo. And I'm going to take all of those individual curls and just sort of arrange them in that one cluster there that's over my left eyebrow. And you'll see me sort of take my bangs and sort of twist them and pin them in with the back curls so that it all sort of looks one cohesive unit and you can't see the bangs at all, and that will hide the bangs. And I left it for a moment. I was decently happy with it, but I knew I probably would tweak it again later, and I just went back to brushing the back. And now I'm checking the back, and it looks neater on the left side, than it does on the right side. But I'm going to sort of comb that into submission and then just use some flower clips to sort of hide that separation there at the back of the other side, because at that point I didn't want to take the whole style down in order to fix it. But as you know, I use flower clips quite often and just decided to use a cluster of 3 this time. So that is it. And now I'm kind of just sort of arranging the front again.
So that's it. Again, relatively easy style, a little bit more involved than maybe perhaps something like what we did last week. However, this is something that I love doing, and I love wearing this on an evening out. This isn't necessarily, like I said, something I would wear during a humid daytime event here in the South, but it's something I would definitely wear at night. I do like to do a partial updo at night, especially when my hair is a little bit more appropriate length. Probably about 2 inches shorter than it is right now. For your accessories, I know I mentioned what you would need to create the style for your accessories. I've kind of used a cluster of bell blossoms for this style just to kind of feature on one side. You can actually do matching flowers behind the pleat on both sides, but if you are a little bit more in a position to use a mirror to create the style, then by all means use the mirror, because that's going to help you keep the back looking a little bit more neat on both sides. But as you know, I've always used flowers to cover a multitude of evils when it comes to hair. But hopefully this was helpful for you. If you stick around, I'm going to be doing something next week that I've never done. It's sort of a response video. Let me know if you have any requests, and please stick around and continue to meet with me every Wednesday morning. We do Wednesday morning videos here, and then sometimes an additional video on Friday. But right now it's just a weekly Wednesday video, and so you can wake up with me on Wednesdays every week. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.